up next on UCF Sports Night, Forever Knights, we pay tribute to the 4 newest inductees to the UCF Athletics Hall of Fame. And we get a visit from men's tennis coach Bobby Cashman to talk about the 09 season. That and more next on UCF Sports Night.
UCF Sports Night is brought to you by UCF TV. Today's show is also presented in part by Budweiser, the perfect balance of flavor and refreshment. Open up a world of taste. By the energy-saving conservation programs of Tico People's Gas. And by Syntex Homes, proud to support UCF Athletics.
Hello and welcome once again to UCF Sports Night. I'm Jeff Sharon. Thank you so much for stopping by. This week, UCF celebrated the inductions of 4 new members to the UCF Athletics Hall of Fame, and we'll hear from them in a moment. But first, it was a very busy week for the spring sports, especially for men's tennis, who played their final home regular season match against Marquette at the tennis complex. Let's take a look at what happened. A pair of Knights took to the home court for the final time in the regular season as Tarek Ben Sultan and Danny Colon led the way for UCF. But this was a tough Marquette team they faced off with prior to hosting the Conference USA Championships. Blaze Schwartz and Joe DeLinks picked up singles wins, but the Golden Eagles took the victory 5-2. The Knights now get ready for the conference tournament at home this coming weekend. A long stretch for the baseball Knights continued in Jacksonville on Tuesday against North Florida as Brennan Dobbins provided the spark, tossing 6 innings without surrendering an earned run and leading the Knights to a 7-3 victory. The long and winding road then traveled through Gainesville as UCF again wrestled valiantly with the Florida Gators, leading 3-1 in the 5th inning, but Florida came up big late. Final ended up being 16-3. The Gators get the win. Softball was also on the road as they traveled to Stetson for a meeting with the Hatters, and Abby McLean and Lindsey Dean were the heroes, both jacking home runs. Dean's was the difference as UCF snagged a big 4-3 road win. So then it was back home for a huge conference series with league-leading Marshall, and in Game 1 on Friday, the Bats were the story for UCF. The Knights pounded out 7 runs on 10 hits, taking a 7-3 victory. Then it was on to Game 2 where the pitching was the big story, mainly Christina DeMello. She was unhittable. Literally, she goes the distance and tosses the 9th no-hitter in program history as the Knights backed her up with Brianne Javier and Vanessa Perez tallying RBIs. But Christina was dominant in the circle, allowing just a pair of base runners and putting up 5 strikeouts on the way to her first no-hitter at UCF and the first one ever thrown at the UCF softball complex.
But it was definitely a team effort, a lot of defense work today, and a lot of great hitting by our offense. So we pulled it together, and it was a big win. And it looks like Conference USA is all messed up now.
So that set the stage for Game 3, where the Bats would come alive again for both squads on Saturday. Tiffany Lane had the highlight for UCF as she blasts this 3-run triple in the 4th, helping the Knights come back from an early 5-1 deficit. However, the Thundering Herd would show why they were the top team in the league coming in and would take a 9-6 victory, but the Knights still took 2 of 3 from Marshall, putting themselves firmly in the picture for the conference race. Meanwhile, on Saturday, the sweet smell of spring football filled the air at Bright House Network Stadium as the Knights took the field for one last time this semester before a pretty good crowd. It was an offense versus defense format for the spring game, and the fans were treated to an early look at the Knights as they prepare for the fall. Bryn Harvey scored twice for UCF, and as far as the final tally, the offense withstood a late rally by the defense to take the win. Still, it was a solid day for all who were there, and the Knights now look toward their fall opener against Samford. Over to baseball, where the Knights continued conference play by welcoming the Tulane Green Wave to the baseball complex. Game 1 on Friday, the Knights came out very focused in the clutch, led by Shane Brown. He had his long hitting streak snapped against Florida, but here he comes through with a 2-run single that put UCF on top in the 5th. Then later on, Kiko Vasquez has a premium because he provides insurance here. A deep solo shot to left. Justin Weiss would preserve the victory, and UCF goes on to win 4-2. Game 2 the next day, and the Bats again showed up for UCF in the 6th inning. First, Bo Taylor. He goes deep to right for a solo shot. And then next batter, Kiko again. Back-to-back jacks for the Knights as they cut into the Green Wave's lead. However, Tulane's bats would prove to be too much as they get the win on Saturday. So that set up a rubber game on Easter Sunday, and despite a gorgeous outing by Kyle Sweat, the Knights came up short in the later innings, and Tulane takes Game 3 5-4. A big day for women's tennis on Saturday as they finished the regular season with a 5-2 victory at Stetson. And congrats to Taylor Dubins as she picked up her first career singles victory on Saturday, leading the Knights as they now prepare for the conference tournament. Another good weekend for the track and field team as they built on their momentum at the Miami Elite Invitational. Kelsey Poljancic won both the discus and the shot put, and Sheila Paul was the top collegiate finisher in the 100 and the 200. All in all, the Knights posted 9 NCAA regional qualifying marks. And rowing had a very tough meet-up in Virginia on Lake Monticello. The Novice 8 crew had the highlight of the weekend, taking their race in 6:53.5, a good effort against the number 13 team in the nation. And of course, for more information, all you have to do is visit UCFathletics.com, your online home for UCF sports. Don't go away. Coming up next here on UCF Sports Night, we pay tribute to the 4 newest inductees to the UCF Athletics Hall of Fame, and they all have their own unique story. Stick around. We're back in a moment. Fans, season tickets for UCF football in 2009 are available now. For more information, including new payment options, contact the ticket office at 407-UCF-1000 or visit UCFathletics.com. Welcome back to UCF Sports Night. This week, we pay tribute to legends as the UCF Athletics Hall of Fame welcomes 4 new inductees: Dr. Benny Shaw, Sylvester Bembry, Bob Spitulski, and Sharia Davis. All 4 have left their own indelible marks on the history of UCF sports, and all 4 have their own unique stories to tell. Here now, a look at the UCF Athletics Hall of Fame class of 2009 in our Sports Night Spotlight.
It's an honor. Primarily what it says to me is that somewhere in the past you have been able to excel at something, and now is at the stage in your career where people recognize your accomplishments. I was recruited for UCF, but at the time I didn't want to go. I wanted to go somewhere else. And just like always, you know, faith has a way of taking its course. Torchy Clark to me was ahead of his time. And Torchy Clark was one of the few people that had us playing the same style of basketball that they're playing now. And we were playing that same style back in the 70s. He made sure that we had all the ingredients that we needed to be successful, not just on the court, but also off the court. Commitment, hard work, and dedication. The style that I played when I played basketball, I teach the same way. I was a pioneer, you know, a small pioneer, but I was a pioneer in that. I helped build a program, and that lets you know that I was at the beginning when it all started.
Well, the biggest thing for me being a UCF Hall of Famer is just the honor that's being bestowed on me as a player and the time that I put into this program. You know, we were definitely, times have changed since I've been here. All the players, including myself, we bled UCF. You know, we wanted to put UCF on the map. Whether or not we were a Division I, Division, you know, 2, Division I AA, it really didn't matter. It was just the fact that we, you know, I had the opportunity after high school to go out and compete on a field against others we all had the same goals. You know, we wanted to win. The biggest memory that I have, though, playing as a player is just walking out on that field on game day. The smell of the grass and just being so amped up, ready to go. And then, you know, playing the game obviously was exciting. That's why we did it. That's why I did it, because of the fun. You know, when you come to college, I was 17 years old and didn't have a clue. You know, and as I matured and got older, and even up through the NFL, you know, every time I went to a practice or a meeting, it's a learning experience, and you take that with you for the rest of your life. And so you use those opportunities that you experience as you're maturing, you know, and you can keep those for the rest of your life. No one can take those away from you.
I was recruited by the late Jerry Richardson. He brought me in, he was rebuilding the program. When I was recruited, people just thought I would go to a bigger D1 school, but it was other reasons why I chose UCF. I wanted to come in and play. They were a program that was on the up and up. College was probably the best time because you're playing at a very intense level. I miss it all. The crowd, the fans, just having on the gold and the black, and the nitro, and the rest of the crew run out. That's probably what I miss the most. Everything that I did as far as the records and just taking UCF to another level, it just helps the program, you know, that you can look back on those type of players. You have to work hard to be successful, and both on and off the court. Just everything you have to do, you have to be dedicated to it if you're really trying to achieve something. I play basketball because I love the game, and I worked hard at becoming the best player that I could possibly be. So it means a lot to me, and it's an honor to get inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Being a part of the UCF family, being a part of something that has grown the way that it has, besides from, you know, my family, it's probably the best thing, one of the best things to ever happen to me. When I got here, you know, everybody welcomed me with open arms, and I had to learn how to fit in and learn what team, you know, really was, and learning how to conquer anything this world throws at you. I learned how to be a champion when I was here. As I'll always be grateful to UCF because I got my education here. And it's helped me, you know, be the man that I am today, to go on and be a positive person in my community, a family man. Being a part of the UCF family is helped me tremendously, and it's something that I always carry with me for the rest of my life. Words can never express how excited I am and how honored that I am.
When we return here on UCF Sports Night, the men's tennis team looks to be kings of the court. We'll meet with head coach Bobby Cashman when UCF Sports Night returns. Fans, season tickets for UCF football in 2009 are available now. For more information, including new payment options, contact the ticket office at 407-UCF-1000 or visit UCFathletics.com. Welcome back to UCF Sports Night. The men's tennis team is closing in on the Conference USA Championships, which they host this year. And joining me now to take a look back at the season so far, head coach Bobby Cashman. Coach, how are you?
Good to see you, Jeff. Thanks
Good
for having
seeing
me.
you too. No problem. Tell me about, is the team where you want it to be right now?
I think, obviously, as a coach, you want to be perfect at the end, but we're playing much better, I believe. The doubles are coming around. That's been a little challenge for us this year, but I think we're ready to give it a go. And like I said, we've had to overcome some nicks and some injuries along the way, but I can see the level coming up where it needs to be at.
It's kind of been up and down this year, but the players have remarkably pulled through and really pulled together. Who's been key to the season so far?
Well, I think you look at a couple people in the middle. We've been rock solid with Blaze and Johan, and I look at Blaze as a sophomore, playing low last year at 5 and 6, and to this date, I don't know what his record is exactly, but he hasn't lost too much. He's lost maybe 4 or 5 matches, so he's done a great job of elevating, and Johan has been good. He's been in the middle, and I think him and Blaze are about 5 and 1 in doubles since we put them together a couple weeks back. So those two have done a very good job as far as being consistent for us.
You also look at the freshmen that they've had to play a lot this year.
Yes.
And how far have they come?
Wow, they've grown up because freshmen sometimes don't get to play as often, and now they've been in the lineup pretty much every day. So they've grown a lot. Freshmen at this point in the season are tired because physically it's hard, but we're there. I think they're doing a good job competing. I really do. So they've grown up, and I think they've learned a lot, and the competition obviously has helped them with that.
Last question for you. How much of an advantage is it hosting the tournament, playing in familiar grounds, and welcoming the rest of the conference?
It's a big advantage. Everyone will tell you that. Playing at home is a comfortable position to be in especially this time of year, and it's getting warmer. And obviously we're hoping the weather to be really nice and warm. That would help us. People have to adjust to the heat, and as you know, Florida heat is definitely tougher to compete in than if you're coming from some of these cooler spots right now in the south. So I think the home crowd will get behind us. I think the guys will be pumped up, and I think our schedule will really, at this point, will show. I don't think we're afraid to play anyone in conference. I don't think anyone's afraid to play us as well because it's so deep, as you know, and there's a lot of parity. So I think all said and done, we prepared the right way with our schedule and how we went about our business. And
we're looking forward to it, and we'll be there. Head coach Bobby Cashman, UCF men's tennis, thank you so much, and good luck in the tournament.
Thanks, Jeff.
Stick around. Coming up next here on UCF Sports Night, plenty more to come for you, including our plays of the week. Don't go away. We're back in a moment. Fans, season tickets for UCF football in 2009 are available now. For more information, including new payment options, contact the ticket office at 407-UCF-1000 or visit UCFathletics.com. Welcome back. Plays of the week are on deck, but first it's time to check in with a little news and notes from a busy week in UCF sports. A couple of congratulations to pass out. First to Jermaine Taylor as he excelled at the Hershey's All-Star Game at the Final Four in Detroit last week. Jermaine won the team MVP for the Hershey's All-Stars as he dropped 23 points on 9 of 20 from the field, including 3 three-pointers and 6 steals. Jermaine was, of course, the third best scorer in the nation, averaging more than 26 points a game and more than 29 in conference play. He continues his preparation for the NBA draft, which will be held in June. And congratulations to Blaine Barber of the men's golf team. He's been named Conference USA's Golfer of the Week after his performance at the Augusta State Invitational in Georgia. Blaine put up an 8-under performance up north, good enough for a tie for third place and helping UCF to a 4th place finish in a very tough 17-team field. The 15th ranked Knights host the Conference USA Championships at Red Tail Golf Club in Sorrento next week. Time now for our Sports Night plays of the week. Play number 3, Blaze Schwartz had one of UCF's 2 singles wins against Marquette in tennis, but it was in doubles where he came up with this huge serve, an ace for Blazer along with Danny Colon. Watch it again as Blaze lives up to his name with that effort. Play number 2, back-to-back jacks for the Knights against Tulane on Saturday. First, Bo Taylor goes deep to right to lead off the inning. And then Kiko Vasquez continues his assault on the record books with this deep drive to left in the very next at-bat, helping the Knights power surge this weekend. But play number 1 belongs to softball's Christina DeMello, as she had the performance of a lifetime in the circle against Marshall, tossing a no-hitter, the first ever at the UCF softball complex, and that helped seal the nice sweep of a doubleheader with the Herd on Friday. Congratulations to Christina on throwing the 9th no-hitter in UCF history. And those are your Sports Night Plays of the Week. It's another busy week for the spring sports as we look at the week ahead. Things start on Wednesday with softball as the Knights visit the Florida Gators up in Gainesville. First pitch for that game is at 6 p.m. Baseball is also in action on Wednesday. They have a home game against Florida Gulf Coast. First pitch at the baseball complex is at 6:30, and you can see the game live on UCFathletics.com. Thursday, the women's tennis team heads out west to Houston to take part in the Conference USA Championships, hosted by Rice. The tournament goes Thursday through Sunday. Friday, their counterparts with the men's tennis team host the Conference USA Championship. Matches at the tennis complex go Friday through Sunday. On Saturday, the softball team begins a doubleheader with rival Houston out west. First pitch for Game 1 is at 2 Eastern Time. Game 2 is right after that. And the third game of the series is set for 1 p.m. on Sunday. Also starting Saturday, women's rowing is out west for the Lake Natoma Invitational in California. That event goes through Sunday. It's also championship week for men's golf. They are hosting the Conference USA Championships at Redtail Golf Club up in Sorrento. That event goes Sunday through Tuesday. And also on Tuesday, baseball starts their week with a game against their old rivals from Stetson. First pitch for that game is set for 6:30 at the baseball complex. Of course, don't forget to catch UCF Sports Night every Tuesday, debuting at 3:30 on Sun Sports, and also airing Tuesdays and Thursdays on Bright House Sports Network, as well as all week on UCF TV. Check your local listings. And as always, for all the latest news and scores from all UCF sports, check us out on the web at UCFathletics.com. And if you want to see this episode one more time or any of our archived episodes, you can anytime you want on your computer. All you have to do is visit UCF.tv and click on UCF Sports Night. That is all for us for this week. For all of us here at UCF TV and UCF Athletics, I'm Jeff Sharon saying thank you so much for watching, and go Knights!
Hey, this is LT from 101.1 WJRR. You're listening to the best sounds of area music. UCF Athletics, Access Magazine, and WJRR are proud to support local artists. You can find more great artists by going online at www.wjrr.com and also accessmag.com, and by listening to Native Noise each and every Sunday at 11 o'clock.
UCF Sports Night has been brought to you by UCF TV. Today's show is also presented in part by Bright House Networks. See how bright life can be. By Holler Classic, the official automotive group of the UCF Knights. And by Coca-Cola. Welcome to the Coke side of life.